Hi there, my name is Dursun. I'm a business coach, trainer, and facilitator. Today, we will talk about one of the key traits necessary for successful entrepreneurs: resilience. Starting a business is not an easy job. It requires a lot of your time, energy, and resources before you can get your business off the ground. Many entrepreneurs decide to give up in the early days of their business because they lack resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from hardships, setbacks, and challenging experiences. If there is any group that needs this ability the most, it's entrepreneurs. As a startup founder, you may experience a number of setbacks: fear of failure, rejection, and increasing expectations from your team, investors, and your customers. It's only natural. This is why it's important to build and practice resilience so you can stay focused, learn from your mistakes and failures, and persevere in the face of obstacles and rejections. There are 5 different types of resilience: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. Let's look at each one of them individually. Number 1, physical resilience, which is your body's ability to adapt to challenges, maintain strength and stamina, and recover quickly and efficiently. You can build physical resilience not only while you run your business, but also in other aspects of your life, which then can positively influence the way you run your business. For instance, recently I did Via Ferrata in the Alps, which is a safer form of rock climbing. It was mentally and physically difficult. First of all, I had to overcome my fear of heights, which involved quite a bit of mental work on my side. Secondly, it was physically draining. I had to pull myself up and use the strength that I didn't know I had. And ironically, the hardest part of the climb was at the end. By the time I got there, it was getting dark. I was extremely tired. I was feeling pain in my legs and my arms, and my hands started losing their grip power. I thought I wouldn't make it to the top. At least that's what I thought for a few seconds, until I finally managed to pull myself. This experience demonstrated me the ability of our body, how much power they have, and how much they can resist in terms of stress and pressure, even more than what we can expect. Certainly, when you are on the road of creating and running a business, there will be moments when you feel like your body is gonna give up on you. But somehow you manage and you make it through, especially if you regularly exercise, you put pressure and certain types of stress on your body. Your body becomes adapted to these kind of pressure and may be able to serve you better when you actually need it. Number 2, mental resilience, which is the ability to maintain and regain cognitive capacity and overcome self-limiting beliefs. I think most of the difficulties we face when we want to start a business are mental. It's in our head. Obviously, it is realistically difficult to start and run a business. But oftentimes, we over exaggerate the challenge and focus on the worst case scenario. For a long time, I wanted to try skydiving. It was on my bucket list for 10 years. Finally, with a little bit of encouragement, I signed up for it. Surprisingly, I wasn't feeling anxious or stressed or afraid the day before or even on the day of the jump. The fear came when I was inside the crowded plane with 9 other people, over 4,000 meters. Suddenly, the door opened and everyone started to jump one by one. I was jumping in tandem with an instructor and we jumped last. Sitting there at the open door of the plane with my legs down, feeling the strong wind on my face, and literally hearing my heart beat right inside my throat, I wanted to back down. Luckily, my instructor had a different plan, so we jumped. I was so scared that I had to close my eyes. Only thing I could think of is the question why on earth I would consciously and willingly sign up to kill myself. But luckily, within few seconds, I opened my eyes and we were flying above the beautiful earth. It was an amazing experience. I loved it because it was also the scariest thing I have done in my life. Sometimes taking risks in our personal lives can be the best thing we can do for our business. This can help us to be more courageous when running our business and take risks that we think we couldn't address. Number 3, emotional resilience, which is the ability to understand, appreciate, and regulate emotions, especially the ability to experience and process unpleasant and very strong emotions. During COVID-19, I lost my job and I was unemployed for 9 months. It was a devastating part in my life because it also coincided with losing a family member. I wanted to run away from my emotions because they were so strong and so unpleasant. I kept receiving rejection after rejection when I applied for jobs. It hit hard on my self confidence and self esteem. I had to constantly remind myself that I was good enough. Sometimes, when building a business, you also need to take into account your family, your personal life, and other commitments. So it is not an easy task to handle. And emotions are always part of the process. When your business is rejected for funding, it is very easy to take it personal. Number 4, social resilience, which is the ability to work with others to endure and recover from stressors. In a business environment, think of a challenge that affects your entire company, from a founding team all the way to an individual employee. COVID-19 pandemic was one such example as it impacted almost everyone. Imagine a situation where you are unable to deliver your product or services to your customers. You are unable to meet and collaborate with your team members, while also you and your team having family members and loved ones testing positive for the virus. These are instances when it's important to practice social resiliency, to work with everyone cohesively as a team, because together it might be easier to overcome some of these challenges. Number 5, spiritual resilience, which is being clear about your why and the meaning of your life. The famous psychologist Viktor Frankl, who survived concentration camp during the World War II, wrote several books describing the people he observed around him in these camps. He said that people who seemed to have lost hope, meaning, and purpose eventually gave up on their life. He has a famous quote which reads, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." This line demonstrates how important it is to have a meaning and purpose in life as well as in business. Having a purposeful business can help you keep motivated despite the challenges and difficulties you face, because your business is no longer only about you, but it's also about serving other people. Resilience is not a personality trait that some people possess and others don't. Resilience involves thoughts, behaviors, and actions that everyone can learn and develop. So practice resilience by pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, doing things that scare you a bit, things that make you embrace change and discomfort. Because in business, just like in life, nothing is static, and success is not guaranteed. That's it from me, but before I go, I have a question for you. What is one discomforting and scary thing that you want to do before this year ends? Let me know in the comments below. I can't wait to hear your goals in terms of how you want to practice resilience in your business and your personal lives. Till next time.